All right, so we are going to move on to the academic history section of the CSU application. This is the bulk of the application that could take you the longest to do. We highly recommend that you start early on this because the system can begin to start moving a little bit slower as we get closer to the deadline of November the 30th. So let's go ahead and jump right in here. The first part of this section is to include the high schools that you've attended. So here I've put that I went to Montgomery High School. I went from August of 17 to June of 21. And if you attended more than one high school, you would list all of those schools. If you were homeschooled, you can put that. If you went to school outside of California or outside of the country, that can go in there as well. The academic information is what is next. So here's the question if I've attended school outside of the United States, and then it would allow me to put that information in. And then here is colleges attended. So this would be all colleges you've attended, including past, current, or future. So if you will be going somewhere else for spring, you would want to put this that college in this section as well. So you're listing all colleges no matter what. And so when I filled out this section, I informed the application what college I attended, if I'm planning to obtain a degree, and if so, what is the degree? If you're earning that associate's degree for transfer, it will list that, the for transfer. So if it's an Associate of Arts for transfer or Science for transfer, you would choose that. If you're getting a local associate's degree, then you can just choose the associate's, let me get that to show, Associate of Arts or Associate of Science. So if you're doing like the Associate of Arts in Social and Behavioral Sciences, that's the one that it would be, okay? And then when are you earning the degree? So our degrees are dated at the end of May. What is your major? SRJC does not have minors. If you're receiving more than one degree, then you would check on this box to add the other. We are a semester system college, and you're paying most likely in-state tuition. Maybe some of you are paying out of state. And then when did I attend this university? I started in summer, August of 2022. I took Counseling 270, okay? Here I have the option to list summer 1 or summer 2. Just select summer 1. Because I'm still attending at SRJC, I'm going to click this box. If I ended last summer, then I would put summer of 2023 that I finished, okay? Then we're going to go into college coursework. So I've already done all of this, so I'm going to edit it. And you can see that I started with that summer of 2022, and the system asks you, what academic status are you? Okay, now remember the CSU application is used not only for transfer students, but for freshmen and for graduate school. And so that's why it's listing freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. You are going to take your time in college and you're going to split it in half. And the first half you were a freshman and the second half you were a sophomore. When you're attending a community college, you're not a junior or a senior. We're not going by years here, okay? It's not 2 years, freshman, sophomore, 2-year, junior, senior. It's just splitting in half between freshman and sophomore. This class, Counseling 270, does not auto-populate, and so I have to type that in myself. So if I add a course and I put ENGL, it will auto-populate those classes. So you can select English 1A. It puts the name of the class in there, the course title. I have to select the subject. When you select the subject, you're going to get as close to the subject as possible. So for this, English is going to be here, okay? And so I would just select English. The units also populate. So this is 4 decimal point 0. Counseling 270 is a half unit class. So I put 0 decimal points here and then 50, okay? If you took a weightlifting class that's a unit and a half, you would put 150. And then you're putting your grade here. So I got a B in English 1A. You'll notice here I can't save it. Why can't I save this? I'm done. It's because I have to come to this CAS grade and just click on it and the B comes over and then I can click save, okay? I'm actually going to delete that because I don't want it there. So now going down, you can see I've entered every class I've ever taken. Now I took Soc 1 and I actually repeated it. So in this first attempt, I got a D or an F. We'll say I got a D. And then I repeated the class. And so I don't want that D grade calculated into my GPA because it's not being calculated in my SRJC transcript. So I entered the grade as RP for repeat, okay? The CAS grade, when I clicked on the box, became none, and I'm not going to mark transferable because I don't want those units calculated into my GPA. So if we scroll down here, you'll see here's where I retook Soc 1 and I got an A. If we keep going, you can see on Media 10, I did academic renewal. Academic renewal is the forgiveness of a D or F grade. So it means I did not want to repeat that class. And so I filled out a form with my counselor and applied for academic renewal. The units are no longer being calculated into my GPA, and either is the grade. So I put AR for academic renewal. Here's what I'm currently taking, and here's what I plan to take. Now you'll notice for work experience, I listed the subject as special topics. So you're going to get as close to a subject as possible. If you can't figure it out, just put special topics. This is nothing that would get you denied, okay? Another area that students struggle with is library, 10. So just library science is what you would want to pick, okay? If you have a W or an EW, that's what you put in for the grade. You're putting in everything into this academic history section, okay? Then it would move on to, let's talk about AP history really quickly. So if you've taken an AP or IB exam, you are going to put it into your first semester at SRJC. And you can see I put 6 credits, and there's a page in the Canvas Resource Library that lists out the AP information. So go back and take a look at that so you know how many units to put here. And then next goes into standardized tests. So this is where I put in my AP test here. So you can, select the test that you took, the date of the test, just get as close to it as you can, and what your score was. And then it's asking about general education. And so for my general education, it's going to list every class I've ever taken. And so I have to go and find the appropriate class. So you might want to bring up the GE sheet to do this. So Comms 1 I took, English 1A, English 5, and statistics. Okay, so you have to go and find those in here. And so that is the academic history section of the CSU application. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us.